When the two lion cubs first arrived, they were barely able to stand. Their mother had rejected them, and without intervention, their chances of survival were slim. No one expected the solution to come from a German shepherd named Kira. She had recently weaned her own litter, and when the cubs were placed near her, something unusual happened. She didn't bark. She didn't retreat. She walked forward slowly, sniffing them. Then she lay down beside them as if they had always belonged there. At first, the caretakers watched closely, expecting tension. After all, these were not puppies. They were future apex predators. But Kira began licking them, nudging them gently toward her body for warmth. The cubs responded instinctively, pressing into her fur, seeking comfort. In that quiet moment, something extraordinary formed, not dominance, not fear, but attachment. To understand how this is possible, we need to look at instinct more closely. A German shepherd is known for intelligence, loyalty, and protective drive. These traits are not limited to guarding territory or responding to commands. They extend deeply into maternal behavior. When a female dog has recently raised her own young, her nurturing hormones remain active. The drive to protect and care does not instantly disappear. In rare circumstances, that instinct can transfer. For the lion cubs, early survival depends on bonding. Young mammals are wired to attach to the first reliable source of warmth, milk, and protection. This process, often referred to as imprinting, shapes how they perceive safety. The cubs did not see a dog. They saw stability. They felt consistent care. In the absence of their biological mother, their brains adapted quickly. There is a powerful contrast here. On one side, a domestic dog shaped by human companionship. On the other, wild animals destined for strength and dominance. Yet in the earliest stage of life, both share vulnerability. Hunger sounds the same. Fear smells the same. The need for warmth feels the same. Nature, at its core, is less divided than we imagine. Kira's role became structured quickly. She cleaned them, allowed them to nurse for comfort even when milk is limited. She positioned herself between them and unfamiliar noises. Her posture changed whenever strangers approached. The protective stance she once used for her own puppies now extended to the cubs. It was not learned behavior toward lions specifically. It was an expression of maternal programming responding to helplessness. As the cubs grew stronger, the differences became more visible. Their paws grew larger. Their play became rougher. What began as gentle wrestling turned into bursts of raw power. Yet Kira corrected them with precision. A firm growl here, a controlled nudge there. She was teaching boundaries, something lion cubs normally learn from their pride. This stage is critical. Early discipline influences social development. Because the cubs were exposed to a calm but firm maternal figure, their early aggression was moderated. They learned restraint before dominance. They learned that strength must be controlled. While genetics shape potential, environment shapes expression. Skeptics often question whether such bonds are truly emotional or simply instinctive responses to proximity. The answer lies somewhere in between. Emotion in animals is deeply tied to survival systems. Attachment reduces stress. Reduced stress improves growth. In stable conditions, cross-species bonds can form if fear is absent. However, reality must be acknowledged. As lions mature, instinct shifts, territorial drive intensifies, predatory behavior becomes more defined. No amount of early bonding removes natural wiring. Caretakers understood this. Their goal was never to blur species lines permanently, but to give the cubs a chance to survive. As months passed, the cubs grew nearly as tall as Kira. Their playful swipes required supervision, yet something remarkable remained. Even as their strength surpassed hers, they lowered their bodies when approaching her. They licked her face. They responded to her signals. Respect had formed early, and it endured. This is where the deeper lesson emerges. Interspecies bonds are not about rewriting nature. They are about understanding how adaptable early development can be. Mammals share neurological pathways for attachment. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, is not species exclusive. When care is consistent and threat is minimal, the brain associates safety with presence. There is also a lesson about perception. Many assume predators are defined solely by aggression. But in infancy, predators are simply young animals navigating dependence. The environment they experience in their first months influences how confidently and calmly they adapt later. Eventually, the time came for separation. The lions required space suited to their species. The transition was gradual, minimizing stress. Observers noticed that during early separations, the cubs paced. Kira remained watchful. ears alert, as if listening for their return. Bonds formed through care-leave impressions. Did Kira raise lions in the earliest and most vulnerable stage of their lives? Yes. She provided warmth, discipline, and stability. She did not change what they were destined to become. She supported their survival until their natural path could continue. Stories like this capture attention because they challenge assumptions. We are used to defining animals by category, domestic or wild, safe or dangerous. But behavior is layered. Instinct interacts with environment. Attachment interacts with biology. When the right conditions align, surprising connections form. The German Shepherd did not see future predators. She responded to need. The lions did not see a different species. They responded to care. In that shared space of vulnerability, boundaries soften. Understanding interspecies bonds does not mean romanticizing them. It means recognizing the complexity of animal psychology. It means acknowledging that nurture can coexist with nature, even if only temporarily. In the end, what remains most powerful is not the image of a dog beside lions, but the reminder that early compassion shapes development. Strength may define adulthood, but survival begins with protection, and sometimes protection comes from the most unexpected place.